Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. It's your brother Eldayathon back at you with another video. And I saw a video that popped up on my YouTube shorts, and it reminded me, Joel, the second chapter popped right in my head. So Spirit said, you know what, let's do a quick video, because I'm going to play the video in a few, but this video demonstrates Joel, the second chapter, 8th verse, so that you can visualize what it's talking about. You know, because when you read the scriptures, you got to really visualize what the scriptures are talking about, because you have to remember that when the prophets, when they prophesied and they saw visions, prophecies, many of the prophecies they were seeing were for things that were to happen in the end times. And when we say end times, end time scripturally would mean after the birth of Yahushai. That's the scriptures tell you that when Yahushai was born, that was the end of Satan's reign. You know, when Yahushai was born, and then he went back into the heavens, and he defeated Satan because he had not committed one sin. The wages of sin are death, right? So because he had not committed any sin throughout his lifespan as Yahushai, he had defeated Satan. Satan had zero power over him. He completed the circle. And we, through the blood of Yahushai, Lord's will, if we make it to the end, he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. We will have completed the same thing. Those of us that make it out here. And just like Yahushai got his new body, he said when he comes back, I will not meet you as a man. Well, the scripture's talking about that we shall be changed in an instant. We shall receive new bodies. So we're going to go through the same metamorphosis that Yahushai went through. Hence, another title for the elect are what? The first fruits, the first ones. So let's get into Joel. I'm going to go into Joel, second chapter, and verse 1. I blew it up so you brothers can see it easier. So let's start at verse 1. I'll probably go down to verse 8. Let's see. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. And that's pursuant to, was it Isaiah the 58th chapter, first verse. So blowing the trumpet in Zion is basically prophesying about the end times. The holy mountain is who? That's Israel. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. So when we're out there prophesying on the highways and byways, or in these videos, because these videos can cover way more territory than we can on the highways and byways. So all you brothers out there in the four corners that have woken up to the truth, the way that we teach it, under the leadership of GMS through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you learn it from the internet, most likely from YouTube, because a lot of y'all can't afford to come to Manhattan or never made it over here, you know. So verse 2 says, a day of darkness and of gloominess. This is the day of the Lord. The majority of people out there, especially Christians, they have the wrong idea of what the day of the Lord is going to be like. They have no idea that the Most High is coming to bring war. And Yahushua is coming to bring war. So it's going to be a day of darkness and a gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. Why? Because as we read on, it's going into the nuclear missiles. So the day of the Lord, the day of the Lord includes the nuclear missiles, because that is going to be the new Passover, right? That's going to be the new Passover, and that's going to be the second deliverance, when Yahushua comes back and he delivers the elect men, women, the elect people, all right? Because, men are going to be saved, but also their families, or the women that are with them are going to be saved as well. So they're all going to be delivered by Yahushua, and the angels are going to be with him. So in that day, that very same day, is going to be when the nuclear missiles are shot. Psalms 91 goes into that. So it's going to be a day of darkness and of gloominess, because when the missiles are shot and that mushroom cloud is going to block out the air. So what I mean is going to block out the sun. So it's going to be a dark. And even when the missiles start flying, it's going to be darkness over the land. Let's read on. It says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it. And this is going into the great people, is talking about the nuclear missiles. And it says a day of clouds and of thick darkness as the morning spread upon the mountains. So again, you got to visualize what it's talking about. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. So if you ever watch the sunrise, if you ever watch a sunrise, last time I was in Vegas, and I seen the brothers out there, you can see the mountains. If you look out in the distance, you can see the mountains. And if you wake up at dawn when the sun is rising, you can literally see the light from the sun. You can see the mountains going from dark to light as the sunlight is spreading over the mountains. So it says, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. So just like at dawn, at dawn, when the sunlight is covering over the mountains and over the whole land, right? That's the way the missiles are going to come. The missiles are going to come, and when people look up at the missiles, it's going to be like darkness covering over the land, So it's going to be light, and then when the missiles are flying, it's going to be dark. It's going to be like a cloud of missiles. Now, I believe it was a movie, was it 300? 300. And somewhere in the movie they were speaking about, I believe it was 300, could have been another movie, but they were speaking about, I believe he was talking about Xerxes. He said how there's going to be so many arrows flying he said the sky is going to be dark with arrows. And matter of fact, I looked up, I was trying to find an illustration, but a shower of arrows. And this is from, I'm not sure which war this is from, but if you read the caption, this is a shower of arrows. Gunners of a German battery decimated by our arrows. So because of what they would do in the ancient times, they would let off the arrows, and it would be thousands and thousands of arrows. And oh yeah, the movie said that our arrows will blot out the sun. That's what he said. And when the arrows would go in the air, it would literally blot out the sun. And you just see a shower. You just see darkness, arrows, and it would rain down upon them. Like when you read in Job, the 20th chapter, it says it shall rain on him while he is eating. Going into the elites, how the Most High is going to drop the missiles as soon as the elites think that they've won, that they instituted the NWO. The Lord says he's going to rain upon him while he is eating. So when you start visualizing and you're reading these different scriptures, you get a good picture of it. Brings the scriptures to life in your head. It illustrates it. You can actually run an animation, like a cartoon, a vision of it playing in your head of exactly what's going to happen. Right? So it says, right. So you look at this and it's a bunch of arrows raining down. Hey, slack it, man. My dog is bugging out. Hey, Caleb, stop. Give me 1 second, brothers. Hold on. All right, slack about that. Just making a bunch of noise. All right, so let's go back. Now come on, stop. Get away. So now you see why the scriptures refer to the missiles as arrows. They look just like arrows. See, if you see over here, it looks like a bunch of missiles flying. Now, when I play the video, this is gonna even become more apparent. Okay, so let's go back to the scripture. So it says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong. There hath never been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after. Because after this war, that's it. There's no more wars after this. Even to the years of many generations. Verse 3. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. So this goes into the anatomy of the missile, right? Now, Lord's will, I'm gonna do another video, because there's a different type of missiles. You got cruise missiles and you got ballistic missiles. And this is how we know, when you read the scriptures, this is how we know it's talking about nuclear war, because the way it describes them is talking about ballistic missiles. Ballistic missiles are rocket propelled. So there can be a flame before the missile, because the rocket of the missile, you got the warhead, then the rest of the missile, which is the rocket, which propels the missile. This is different from a cruise missile, right? Nuclear weapons are ballistic in nature. So there's a flame before it, because when them warheads come out, they're mini rockets on their own. And then behind the missile, there's the rocket that's actually the fire from the rocket that's propelling it. Okay, so fire devoureth before them. So the warheads is what's actually doing the destruction. The warheads are nuclear warheads. And behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. So after the missiles hit, is nothing but wilderness left behind. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. Verse 4, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen shall they run. So the description is because when he saw them in the vision, they looked like horses, because horses are known for what? Their speed and their power. And in those days, they had their horses armored. So they had armor on them, breastplates and armor. So when he saw them, the closest thing he could think of is horses. Plus the way they were running, the missiles I'm talking about, they run so there's a whole bunch of them that they run in a certain array that looks like a bunch of horses galloping into a war. So the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen shall they run, right? Like horses running into war. Verse 5, like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap. And the missiles, when they come, they also make a noise. You can hear them coming. So it sounds like a bunch of horses galloping. The land starts, you could feel the earth tremble, and you hear the noise in the distance, right? Because the speed of sound. It gets there before you actually see what's coming. So you're going to hear it before you see what's coming, right? So like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. Now you gotta picture this in your head. A crowd of people, they see missiles coming. In their face, you're gonna see the pain in their faces. And their faces shall gather blackness. In other words, they're gonna have that, what do you call it? That fright, that fear of death, that look of death in their eye and in their face. Verse 7, all right, now it's going back to the missiles. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. So back in the day, the kingdoms, they had walls, right? And it was the walls that would protect them from the opposing army. And what would happen is they would shoot arrows. So they would shoot projectiles, which would be arrows, right? They shoot them in an arc because they go over the wall and come down. Or they could use when they would light what is it, projectiles. They'll light them on fire, and they would throw them over the wall if they were able to get over the wall. Now, remember, we're in 2024. Everything is modernized technology, so they have anti-missile defense systems. They have laser defense systems, satellites. So what the Lord is saying is that there's no technology, because the video I have, I'm going to show you the technology you got now. There's no technology that's going to be able to stop these missiles. So essentially, they're going to leap over the walls in that sense. In other words, there's no defense that America is going to have. And they shall march everyone his ways, and they shall not break their ranks, just like horses. Horses, in running in battle, they run in an array, side by side in a certain formation, and they don't trip on one another. They don't bump into each other. They're efficiently spaced apart. Verse 8, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path. Now, the missiles have something. In other words, the Most High, each missile, the Most High has a target set for those missiles. And it's the Most High actually is going to be controlling these missiles. The scripture's talking about how the Lord is going to smite the arrows out of the right hand of Esau. In other words, the Most High is going to take control of the nukes and guide them to their mark. And they're all going to hit their mark. Now, I did a quick search. The number of nuclear warheads worldwide as of January 2023. And it says here 12,512. Now you can multiply that by whatever, because it's kind of like asking man, I was gonna say, it's kind of like asking a woman how many dudes she slept with. You take that number, you multiply it by 3 or by 5 if you want to be generous. Multiply it by 5 if you want to be nice. So you take this number and you multiply it by whatever. Let's say 7 would be the reality. All right, because they're not stopping to make missiles. They're still making missiles. Matter of fact, Russia, he's on a curve, the curve ahead with the nuke technology. Look at this one. It says Vladimir Putin has nuclear missile which could hit London in 9 minutes. They put 9 minutes in all caps. The Lord says it's going to take an hour or less to destroy Babylon. So they got a missile that could hit. Here, let's do this. Distance between Russia and in England and miles per hour. Okay, so 3,488 miles. Whew. Let me just verify that. Y'all got to give me a minute. To miles. Kilometer to miles. Yeah, 3,602 miles. So this missile can travel 3,602 miles in 9 minutes. A feared Russian warhead known as hypersonic. So again, that's what I'm talking about. There's new technology now. Now they got hypersonic missiles. The hypersonic Kinzhal missile is capable of hitting London just 9 minutes after launch, which is absolutely nuts, mind-blowing. Vladimir Solovyov had been discussing the terrifying capabilities of the air-launched hypersonic Kinzhal missile. Let's look up how fast hypersonic missiles travel. I believe it's like 3,800 miles, 3,800 miles per hour, something like that. Speed, miles per hour, 3,500 miles per hour. Nuts. So that's faster than the speed of sound, and I believe the speed of light as well. All right, so let's go back to Joel. It says, verse 8, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path. So that means every single missile is going to be effectively used. Not one missile is going to go to waste. And when they shall fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. Now, what this is talking about, when they shall fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded, meaning that Esau has something called anti-missile defense systems. They got laser weapons, and they plan on using these, or these were invented or created to protect them against any nuclear missile attack, projectile attack against Babylon. But what the Lord is saying here is that the Most High is going to have it to where those defense systems will be useless against the missile. So either they're not going to be able to shoot them lasers or use the defense system, or the Most High is going to allow that defense system to go out, but when it hits the missile, it's not going to do anything to it, which would totally, that would totally screw them up in the head. They'd be like, what the hell? Right? So verse 9 says, they shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run up the wall. Remember we're talking about the walls. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. And the windows talking about the ozone layer, because they're called ICBM, which means intercontinental ballistic missiles. They go outside of the ozone layer, and then they come back down. So that is the window. The window is that ozone layer that they come out of, and then they're going to enter in, and they're going to drop down, just like that illustration we saw, the shower of arrows. Okay? So let's read that verse again, verse 7, verse 8. It says, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk up everyone in his path. And when they shall fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. So I'm going to show you, I got a video here. And these are rockets that were shot towards the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. And they were gunned down. So you're going to see a shower of rockets. Or you're going to see a shower of rockets, and you're going to see Esau's defense system is called a CRAM, right? Let me bring that up. The CRAM gun, this right here. Let me see if I can play this video if it shows it. I haven't watched this yet. Yep, that thing right there. It's a Gatling gun. Woo! This is old technology. This right here, this is old technology right now. This is not even laser. This is not satellite guided. This is radar guided, which is old technology. Now they got satellites, lasers. Ridiculous. So let's see this thing in action and check it out. Those are the rockets. Look at that. No, actually, that was a gun. These are the rockets right here. Look at it. He's taking out all them. Took out all them rockets. Ooh. See, the rockets are gonna be taken out now. I mean, that's wild. I mean, that right there is wild in itself, but you saw how that thing took out every single rocket. So in Joel it says that when they shall, that was a sword, that was Esau's sword to fight against the missiles. But the Lord said when they shall fall, the missiles shall fall upon a sword, they shall not be wounded. So when Esau tries to use this defense system, just like here, it was successful here. When he does it against the missiles, it's not going to work. So let me play it one more time, then I'm going to end the video, because that's the point proven right there. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, Lord's will. This is edifying for you brothers and sisters. Shalom.